Hey, AIME community. I am Katie Sweeney, EVP of Strategy here at AIME. We are back with the weekly sales meeting. I'm back in Philadelphia from Dallas. We are back on AIME's page. We're so excited. Taking a little bit of a hiatus and focused on the Brokers Are Better community the last couple of months. We're back out here on AIME's page and ready to go because this topic is so important. It's critical not only for brokers, for everybody in the industry right now, getting ready for the holidays. If you wait until the holidays are here, it's too late. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but it is already the second half of October. We are getting very close to the end of the month. There's only 60, 70 days left in the year at this point. It's time to start preparing for the holidays right now. What are you doing? What expectations are you setting? Not only with your consumers, but with yourself, with your team, with your families. If you're not preparing to time block, you're not going to have the time. So what kind of time do you want to be spending? Are you going to do holiday shopping? Are you preparing meals? Are you traveling, taking vacations? Are you going somewhere? What are you doing around the holidays and how are you getting prepared for those things right now? You can be blocking time on your calendar that you know is going to be spent just with your families, or blocking time on your calendars every morning where you're clearing out pipelines, or every night before you go to bed after the kids are sleeping. Are you scheduling social posts? You can start creating holiday social content right now. You don't have to wait until November, December, January to start working on those things. You can do them today. You can schedule them out to make sure that it doesn't slip through the cracks when everything gets really hectic and chaotic, because pipelines aren't going anywhere. Now we're just adding the chaos of the holidays on top of what we've already been dealing with for the last 6 months. So start getting ready now. We love a tool called Calendly. It's really easy to block your calendar, make sure calls aren't being scheduled during specific periods of time so that you can focus on your family, so that they feel like you're engaged and you're not missing out on the end of the year and the festivities that come along with that. So make sure that you're setting expectations. Also look ahead at potential challenges with partners. Are there offices that are closing? Are there resources that you need that aren't going to be available? Are people that you're used to engaging with taking vacation time of their own? We can expect turn times to start to fluctuate because not only are lenders now dealing with vacation time and PTO, but there's also winter weather that comes along with the holidays. And oftentimes that means people are getting sick at the last minute unexpectedly, and they're losing resources without being prepared for it. So there's going to be a lot of fluctuation. You need to stay on top of your pipeline. You need to stay in direct communication with your consumers, very clear, very concise, because they're going to be hard to hunt down too. Gather everything that you can up front in the transaction and make sure that you're setting very clear expectations with them so that as they get busy and they start spending time with their families, they're not losing their spot in line to make sure that their loan closes on time. So it's time to start getting ready now. Make sure that you don't let these things slip through the cracks. Halloween is just over a week away, and it's going to be a landslide from there, closing out the year. Start getting ready now. Also, make sure that you're balancing your schedule and being prepared for all of the different things that are going to take up time throughout your day. Training is a big part of that. We've been talking about hiring for the entire year, staffing up, getting prepared, making sure that you can handle the volume that's coming in. The market's not going to change anytime soon. You need to continue contributing, giving back to your team, and also building your team and making sure that they're prepared to go into 2021. We have recently partnered officially with Xenix. They're our most recent Brokers Are Better network partner. They have world-class training. You now have an AIME exclusive discount that is not available anywhere else for their entire catalog of training. So previously we've talked about individual training courses that were being offered. Now we've got a discount for their entire catalog. All you have to do is use the code AIME2020 when you go to their website. We'll drop that link in the comments here as well, but the training's incredible. You can put somebody through it. There's processor training, LOA training, LO training, sales training. If you want to scale, they've got really everything that you could be looking for. Very easy to pull somebody who's non-mortgage, who's coming from outside of the industry, put them through Xenix training, and then get them up and running and working within your team within 30 days. So definitely take a look at that. That's something you can easily be doing right now to continue working on staffing up. That doesn't take any time at all. Go find the right people, put them in training courses, and then pull them into your team before the year is over so that you are ready to rock and roll when 2021 rolls along, because we are not slowing down. We are going to hit 25% market share, and we've got to bring more people into the channel if we're going to be able to handle all of the volume that's being thrown at brokers right now. This week on our Broker to Broker podcast, we have Jackie Dunlap. A lot of y'all know her. She is a dear friend of AIME. She's also absolutely incredible. One of the best people, just genuine human beings that I've ever had the pleasure of speaking with and getting to learn from. She's done training for the AIME team to help explain mortgage terms in non-mortgage language. She's got her own processor training that she's recently launched that is very successful, that people absolutely rave about. She's on the podcast this week with JP, talking about how to identify where your problems are and how to solve them. So really looking at your business model, understanding where the gaps are, and what are the things that you could be doing today to help find resolutions to each of those problems. We also have a new process that we've launched here. Speaking of trying to identify business challenges, referrals. We see thousands and thousands of referrals pass through the Brokers Are Better community on a yearly basis. Every day there are hundreds that are flowing through that platform. We see thousands that are exchanged between brokers. A broker in California needs a broker in North Carolina. Somebody in Maine needs a broker down in Texas. We've also doubled the size of our community this year. We're getting very close to 9,000 people within our Brokers Are Better community on Facebook. We started the year around 4,500. So that means there's a lot of new people that are engaged with the AIME community now, a lot of new faces here on the AIME team that are still trying to get to know everybody who's engaged within our community. We need your help to do it. We've launched a referrals process. All you have to do is go to brokersarebetter.com/referrals, fill out the form, let us know where you're located, where you're licensed, what languages you speak. And now every time that we get a request for referral for a broker in a specific area, or that has a specific product niche, or that speaks a certain language, we've got entire database now that we can make recommendations. Those recommendations are going to go to the people who are most engaged within our community, but we have to start by knowing who you are. So if you haven't filled that out yet, go check it out. There's tons of business available. We want to be able to make recommendations across the country for every broker, whether they're new or they've been around since Brawl in 2017. But we have to know who you are to be able to do it. So head to brokersarebetter.com/referrals. That's where you can also find our escalations process. We have a new AE request process that we're launching that will be at brokersarebetter.com as well, along with just general feedback. So lots of really great things. We're trying to create efficiencies within our own team so that we can help you do more. The referral process is the newest component there, and we're very excited about it. We've already had a few hundred people fill that out. We just launched it a couple days ago. So head over there. We want all 9,000 of y'all on that, filling that form out so that we can make recommendations based on your specialties. This week, we've got Rene coming from a special location down in Atlanta, I think. Rene, take it away.
Thanks, team. So now we find ourselves getting really close to the holidays. And you know what that means. My question is, did you listen to the advice that we gave you before on getting ready to win in the winter? Now is the time to start facing the music. If you didn't make enough phone calls, guess what? You're going to find yourself a little stressed out during this time. But here's another reality. There's a concept that I want to talk to you about that I tell my children this all the time. I tell anybody that I work with all the time. I tell every single one of my Amplify students is to finish strong. The wintertime is where people begin to hibernate. And as the great Jim Rohn always says, what a perfect time to grow while everyone else is sleeping. So I want you to think about a couple things. Number one, plan your family time first. Just get it planned, put it in the calendar. Don't think twice about it. Don't wait till last minute. Put that time in the calendar, whether it's shopping, whether it's prepping with food with the family, whatever it is, get it in the calendar. And the time that's left over, I want you to hit it as hard as you can. Because as a lot of my good friends that I've been with this last weekend reminded me that the effort that you put in today and this time is going to set the tone for how you're going to be come January and February. And if you've been in this business more than a year, maybe 2 years, you know that There are going to be loan officers that are going to be super happy with how busy they are in the new year, and there's going to be a whole handful of them that are going to be scrambling to try to figure out what happened. Well, we all know what happened. They got lazy in the end of the year. So I want to leave this with you to finish strong this year. Make the phone calls that you need to make, double and triple the time. And if you plan your family time first, guess what? It leaves you less time to work. And when you know you have less time to work, you're going to be more efficient. You're going to be more intense about how you do it. You're going to be less distracted. Make sure that you set that time aside to do the things that you know that you need to do so that you can finish strong. I want to see you here every single week, and hopefully next week we can have this discussion that you feel good about everything you put in that productivity box to know that you're ready and prepared to not only win in the winter, but to finish strong. Back to you, Philly.
Hey, thanks, Rene. Thanks for tossing that over to me. Listen, I always love your insight on things. You always look at things a little bit differently, and I can't appreciate and tell you how much we appreciate what you do for us. Your segment today was short and sweet, but hey, sometimes that's what we need. And Katie, great job for keeping us updated on everything that's going on within our industry and within our association, kind of being the brains behind everything. So listen, I just kind of want to bring you to my segment here. First off, my name is Marc Summers. I am the president of AIME, as well as a mortgage broker. I have my own broker shop, and just kind of want to tell you how I feel about these topics and what's going on right now during these times from my standpoint, which is a broker. So obviously, the topic we're talking about today is holidays, and they're right around the corner. And what are you doing to get prepared for them, right? So listen, we all have family coming in. Lenders are shutting down. Realtors, probably trying to jam in a few more closings so they can be successful. And listen, in essence, the next 2.5 months are kind of shortened months if you really, really look at it. So listen, this whole session that I'm going to talk about today, obviously, as I said, is about the holidays around the corner. I'm going to give you arguably 6 tips or 6 things that I think about over these holiday season to make myself successful, keep myself sane, and to kind of move forward. So let's get started right away from my standpoint. And as I've always said, is I hope you get 1, maybe 2 nuggets from it. Anything that we try to do, it's just we're trying to make you successful. As I've always said, especially within this industry, there's 1,000 right ways to do business and 1,000 different ways to do this business, and that's the beautiful thing about it. And obviously, first things first is we help consumers the best. So let's hop right into it, kind of give you my 6 tips of what I'm thinking here, and then, you know what, let you get back to the grind of helping consumers and continue to crush numbers here. So first off, you got to gear up right now. You got to get into that set of I'm gearing up because what you do now will free up time later for you. And I want you to really understand that what you do now will free up time for you later. Okay, as I've said, and I'll say it again, families first. I've always said families first. So listen, I want you and I want everyone to spend time with their family during the holidays. That's what it's about. But what you do now will free up time later. So I know some people are, staffing up and getting, so they can free up their time a little bit. I know some people are, working longer. I personally have, for the last 3 months, have gotten up much, much earlier, and I've been I would consider that a real success for me. It's really helped my business. So gear up in whatever form or fashion you need, because as I said, what you do now will free up time later. So gear up, get ready to roll. Number 2 is your mindset. Okay, now listen, and when it comes to mindset, I speak to many of our members and many of my peers across the nation. And, the first thing I ask them is, how's things going? And this is 90% of the time, this is the response I get. It's crazy, but good. You know what I mean? So listen, we're grinding. We have to deal with, listen, we're the driving force in my eyes of everything. So we have to deal with realtors. We have to deal with title companies. We have to deal with underwriters, lenders. I mean, the whole 9. And we have great partners, but you got to get your mindset right, okay? Let's start off with a baseline here. Clients, consumers are exhausted too. Think about not just us, but like everyone's been through a lot this year. This 2020 year has been a lot, obviously due a lot of it to COVID, but they're exhausted too. So I'm exhausted, you're exhausted, so that's 2. Then you have our lenders and underwriters. They're exhausted. They're working overtime. They're doing everything they can to help us be successful. So they're exhausted too. Your title partners are exhausted. Realtors are exhausted. Listen, everyone's exhausted just for the mere fact of this year that we've been through. It's been a unique, crazy year. But set that baseline and then get the right mindset of, okay, let's just move forward. How can we move forward as a team? Whether it's you're dealing with that title company, dealing with an underwriter, whatever the case may be, but get your mindset right. Get it clear. Don't be so so wound up. Don't lose it. Listen, we are the focus point of this mortgage industry, and we have to have a clear, concise head, so you have to have a great mindset. Number 3, I was out speaking to a few people a couple weeks ago, and one of the things that we started talking about was time blocks, and I've incorporated that into my business many, many months ago, and it's really successful. But I found out a lot of people don't. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that it's an absolute necessary practice, but I'm going to tell you this. I use it. I know a lot of successful people use it, so I highly suggest you start using time blocks. I know some people that go an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon, and that's absolutely fine. I do a half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the afternoon, and what I do is listen, email shut down, cell phone within reason shut down. You know what I mean? And then I have a clear, concise focus on what I'm trying to do. And what I'm trying to do here is whether it's I'm calling old pre-approvals to kind of see where they're at. I'm calling realtor partners or realtors I want to get, referrals from and be a referral partner for them as well. Maybe it's past clients, whatever the case may be. Once you start doing that, you can really start to scale your business in that section. So if it's just an hour a day total where you have to disconnect yourself from your emails because we're getting bombarded with emails, text messages, social media, hey, then that's what we have to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that way you can kind of scale your business and see what works for you and what doesn't. So I highly suggest you start using time blocks. Next, listen, scheduling is really important right now. Now, I know everyone schedules things and whatnot, but I want you to think about this, especially during the holidays. I'm getting into different type of scheduling right now. And what I mean by that is I've already contacted my families and trying to get the talks going of what is going on for the holidays. So that way, if Aunt Betty's coming into town Wednesday at noon, and that's going to be the only time I see her, was one of the first things I said, guys, family first. Family's got to come first. So if that means Aunt Betty's coming in at noon, well then guess what? I'm taking off at 11:30 the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Because that's family first. But then what you can do is you can parlay that right into your business and set the proper expectations. So now I can let all of my team know, whether it's the realtors, title company, whoever it is, my clients, basically let them know that, hey, listen, if this doesn't close before that Wednesday, then you know what? I'm going out of town. I'm going to see family. Your expectations are set well in advance, not the week of or not the day before, okay? And it allows people to kind of, gear up and start getting your things, whatever you need to do to close more loans earlier than later. And trust me, you'll really appreciate that because you set proper expectations. You're going to under-promise and over-deliver as we always do. So I highly suggest you do that. You're scheduling, start with the personal around the holidays and then build your business around it. I'm telling you, we're some of the most adaptive people out there. You'll catch on right away, but you'll thank me for that one later, especially when you're sitting there with your family who, let's be honest here, support us the most. Whether times are really good, who's there for you? Your family. When times are not so great, who's there for you? Should be your family. So think about that. Number 5, I want to talk about personal time, as I call it, you time. You got to have some time to yourself. So kind of some things I do, and I've told you this before, which is I set small goals for the day, small little task list, and if I hit it, listen, a lot of little goals will equal big goals. I reward myself, whether it's an alcoholic drink or whether it's just 30-minute Netflix episode, whatever the case may be, where you just reward yourself and you'll feel much better about yourself. So set obtainable goals each day and reward yourself. You also need to get a little bit of time away, okay? You have to be able to take your cell phone, throw it in a drawer, shut your computer down, and I don't know how long you need. Everyone's a little different here. I personally take about 20 minutes where I'm shut down. I've done everything from taking a 20-minute nap, I love napping, meditation, a quick run, a quick bike ride, whatever the case may be, just to get your head right, get away from everything, and to clear your mind. So, but that's for you. That's to keep your sanity. We're all going through some great times right now. They are stressful times as well, but listen, they're great times, but I want you to just have a little bit of you time. Now, last one here is being grateful. Now, it's kind of like a mindset thing, but I always think about what I'm grateful for because it allows me to go into the day much easier. It's always kind of one of those things of, wow, I don't really have it that bad. If you start talking about what you're grateful for. Okay, so some things I'm grateful for right now is, listen, the times we're in, the industry we're in right now. It's a phenomenal time to be us, okay? We are the best with helping consumers. We're the best at giving them lower rates, lower discounts, better service, the whole nine. It's a great time to be us, so I'm always grateful for that. I'm thankful and grateful for our lending partners. Listen, our lending partners have really stepped up their game over the last few years, and have given us technology and given us tools that we need to make us successful, along with our vending partners. Listen, I think we're up to 22 now. I think I heard Katie say that. Part of the Brokers Are Better network, and I've incorporated a lot of them into my business to help me grow. I'm grateful for it. We didn't have that type of technology before, okay? My team, I'm thankful for my team. Everyone from my family, my broker shop family, my AIME family, my community within the AIME organization. Listen, I'm grateful for that. We have done great things all together, and you got to be grateful for it because you're able to move forward. I know this kind of goes back to the mindset of things, but I think there's a difference with mindset, being ready to roll, getting ready to go, and then just being grateful because as you go into it, oh wow, underwrites took 3 days. Listen, it's not that bad right now. You could be at a big bank where they're taking 21 days, okay? So be grateful. It'll get you through the day. It'll be much, much easier. So just to recap, kind of like my 6 things are: 1, gear up, get ready to roll. The time you spend now will free up your time later. Number 2, get your mind right, get your mindset right, get ready to roll. We're all exhausted. Everyone in this country is somewhat exhausted. So get that baseline, work together, get your mindset right to move forward. Time blocking. It's important. I'm telling you, if you time block, you'll be able to scale. You'll be able to do much, much greater things, even if it's just 2 30-minute sessions. I know some people that do 4 30-minute sessions. So whatever works for you, but I'm telling you, when you do a time block, stick to it. Don't just say, I can't do it on Wednesday. Nope, you got to figure it out. Do your time block. Scheduling. I want you to schedule a little bit differently around holidays. We have that personal side and the business side. I personally am doing the personal first around that holiday, that couple of holiday days, just so then I can schedule my business and then I can set proper expectations and get everyone on the same page. The you time, give yourself some time. I don't care what it is, 20, 30 minutes away. Sometimes some people need an hour just to decompress. Listen, that's your you time where you get away from the madness. And then my last thing, which allows me to do my job better, is just being grateful. Be grateful for everything that we have right now. I know we're going into Thanksgiving. You always talk about what you're thankful for, but listen, be grateful for the times we're in right now, and you'll be able to go with your business better and realize, listen, we really don't have it that bad. Our lending partners, our partners, our community is doing great things for us right now. So those are the 6 things I'd like you guys to focus on. So let me give you a quick legislative update here. So first off, they're talking about a stimulus package again between that the White House is trying to give, but the local and state funding is the issue here. So the White House has offered up $1.88 trillion. Yes, $1 trillion. And but Speaker Pelosi wants $2.2 trillion. So we'll kind of see how that unfolds. Also, the Senate is voting on a $500 billion funding package for small businesses, kind of like a PPP loan. So hopefully, if you're kind of struggling, this will be available to you. But they're still going back and forth on it, and these negotiations are going to continue. Along with that, the Supreme Court they're doing votes with the Senate Judiciary Committee. They're doing votes today on that, and then it'll be passed to the House on Friday for the Supreme Court vote. So listen, a lot of things heating up in the White House. Do I really think anything's going to happen over the next couple weeks, right with the election around the corner? I really don't think anything's going to happen, but if there is anything that pops, listen, we'll let you know right away. You can always visit us at aimgroup.com and check out our legislative page. So listen, that's kind of the updates that I have for you. Hopefully you took a nugget from it. Hopefully you got something out of our legislative updates. Please continue to be a big part of this community. Join our Facebook group pages. Listen, as I've always said, always realize that we are what's best for consumers. Put yourself in that mind frame and move forward. Listen, we're all crushing it. We're doing numbers that we've never done before. I'm thankful for everyone that joins us on these sessions. And listen, continue to crush it. Have a great week. We'll see you next week, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name's Marc Summers. I'm the president of AIME, and you guys have a great rest of the week.